Happy Thursday, Facebook friends. Welcome back to Facebook. I'm Angie Garza, Director of Professional Learning and Educational Services at ROE 47, serving Lee, Ogle, and Whiteside counties. And if you're joining us here this fine Thursday on Facebook, you'll know that it's time for another edition of Teacher Talk. And as we kick off this week's Teacher Talk, we are excited to think about the future of education. So today, as we engage you, our viewers here in Lee, Ogle, and Whiteside counties, we're excited to share a little bit of the opportunities and reflections from the annual Illinois State University Future Teacher Conference that was held on Friday, November 3rd, with two very important people in our service area. So that's just a quick sneak preview of what's coming up here this morning. But as we kick off our conversations, I am, as always, so excited and happy to welcome my friend, colleague, and co-host, Ms. Stacy Dingus, to our Teacher Talk platform this morning. Stacy, again, we're hearkening back to your other hat that you're wearing here at the office as an education pathway navigator and talking about the future of education and how we're engaging our students in thinking about what they might want to do with their future selves. So I'm super excited about our conversations here this morning on Teacher Talk.
Good morning, Angie. I'm excited as well. You know, it feels good. A couple of years ago, for those of you that have been following us, we really were addressing the doom and gloom of the educator shortage that's happening not only in our state, but in our nation. I'm happy to report that since then, we really have been doing a lot of work. The country acknowledged this as an issue, and locally, ROE 47 was like, what can we do to help this problem with our area schools? And so as we're going to talk today, the Education Pathway Grant is something that we got going and have been working really hard on. So it's exciting to now kind of be like through the mud and saying, we have a program, we have identified a problem, and this is what we're doing about it. The other reason that I'm excited about this Teacher Talk is, of all the people that we talk to, I always say my favorite is to hear it from the kids. So if we can feature a teacher and a student who's actually in it, doing the work, involved in it, that's a story that I like to share with folks. So I'm excited for today's Teacher Talk to get this one going.
Oh, Stacy, you're so right. We have been working in earnest to address our teacher shortage, both locally and here in the state of Illinois. We are proud to say that almost all of the 24 districts that we serve in our Lee, Ogle, and Whiteside County service area are or have partnered with us in our education pathway grant funding opportunity. And one of those districts has been kind of a long-term partner and front runner in this work, and that is Rock Falls High School. So I mentioned part of our pathway endorsement work is getting students to kind of see and experience what it's like to be in education. And so one of those opportunities is the annual Future Teacher Conference at Illinois State University in Bloomington Normal, and that was held Friday, November 3rd. So we are excited to welcome to Teacher Talk this morning two of our friends from Rock Falls High School. Joining us here this morning on our platform, we have Heidi Ripley, who is the Education Pathway Coordinator for Rock Falls High School, and Emma Skinner, who is a senior in the Education Pathway Endorsement Program, also from Rock Falls High School, here to share with us a little bit about their experience in the pathway in general, and also from that fantastic event at Illinois State on Friday, November 3rd. So ladies, good morning. Welcome to Teacher Talk. I'm going to kick us off this morning by asking you to tell us a little bit about yourself, your involvement in the pathway. We are interested and excited and just really looking forward to having you share a little bit about why you're engaged in this work and what it means to you. So we'll start with you, Mrs. Ripley. Do you want to introduce yourself to our Facebook community?
Hello, good morning. I'm Mrs. Ripley. I am a family consumer science teacher here at Rock Falls High School. I have been teaching for 31 years, and I've been involved in the pathway for the past 3 years.
seated next to you in the kind of place of honor here. As Stacy mentioned, we are always enthusiastic about welcoming students to our platform to share their story and have their voices heard. So Emma Skinner, you are a senior at Rock Falls High School. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and let our Facebook community know a little bit what brings you to this pathway endorsement program.
So I am involved in a lot of leadership roles such as Blind, Blast, and I'm a part of the softball team here. And so I just kind of want to bring that leadership into the classroom and kind of make a difference across the board.
Mrs. Ripley, as Angie had mentioned earlier, she had said that you had taken some students down to Illinois State University for this Future Teacher Conference. Can you tell us a little bit about this conference and why you feel that it's important for you and your students to attend?
We attend ISU Future Teacher Conference every year because it's an opportunity for the students to first get on a college campus. A lot of our students have not done college visits yet, so it's nice to be able to take them to a school that does support teachers. It's nice to go in and hear other professionals, so the students get to sign up for professional development activities, just like we do when we go to conferences. This year, they got to actually go to a session where they were learning about just their area of expertise they'd like to go into. Then they got to pick 2 other activities. The speakers that are there are always highly motivational. I enjoy going because it allows me as a teacher to know what it is like to get back into education and to be a teacher who is wanting to know what is the why. Why am I teaching? So it reinforces that every single year.
Emma, Mrs. Ripley had a lot of really wonderful things to share about the importance of this conference. And I just have to let you in on a little secret. I'm slightly biased. Both of my children attended or are attending Illinois State University, and I know it's a beautiful campus. That opportunity to get onto a college campus is really just very eye-opening, I think. But lots of great information and opportunities at that Future Teachers Conference. So as a student, what were some of your takeaways? What did you learn from attending this annual conference in Bloomington Normal?
Yeah, so actually it really prepared me for like what I'm going to be doing as like an education student. And I was actually in awe in all the things that I learned, because in my first session, we had some of our math ed students there, and they gave all the advice about what you're going to be seeing, all the opportunities, and ISU is very high up there on all the opportunities you're getting. And for the conference, I just feel like it really touched me for like my values as a teacher and like what I want to bring into the classroom.
Okay, can I ask a quick follow-up question on that? I'm excited. I'm intrigued. Tell me about when you talk about values, what kinds of things were you thinking about, or what was reinforced for you in terms of those values for you as a student and a future teacher?
So we had a speaker, and she stressed the importance of relationships in the classroom. And she said, and I quote, that you need to believe in every single person that walks into the classroom. And I didn't realize how important that was. And like, she stressed how it's the parents too. It's not just the students. And she kind of put me into perspective and like putting myself in those students' shoes and kind of thinking like, maybe you are the only person that does believe in some of those students.
Emma, you just said one of the most important things to being a teacher. So bravo to you for that. Mrs. Ripley, we had talked earlier, just mentioned about this educator shortage, and we as educators know that it's real. Our schools know that it's real. They feel the push. What is Rock Falls doing to promote careers in education and to kind of grow their own?
At Rock Falls High School, we try to identify our students as soon as possible to get them into our education pathway. We have a careers class here at Rock Falls High School that does a very nice job of exposing students to lots of careers. So I work a lot with that teacher. I also talk to a lot of the teachers we have in the building and ask them, do you see students that have potential? We'd also use our pathway for students who might be thinking about working with children. but have not thought about education, to maybe try to sway them into, I think you would make a great teacher. We take the students down to the ISU so that they can get energized and see that there are lots of people who are invested in you to become an educator. And then we also will attend your conference that you will have in the spring and bring even more students to that at SAWC.
Mrs. Ripley, you get 2 gold stickers for today and always. I love watching all of the wonderful things that are happening at Rock Falls High School to build not only the education pathway, but also several other pathways to help benefit our local communities. So hats off to you and all the work that you do, and to Rock Falls High School. Emma, as we look to close out our teacher talk this morning, this is the $1 million question. Why, as you listen to not only the speakers at the conference, but the woman sitting right next to you talk about her experiences and her passion for education, why do you want to pursue a career in education? And tell us a little bit about how you plan to accomplish that.
For me, it's about making a difference in these students' lives, whether that be academically or personally, because again, putting yourself in those kids' shoes, you could be the only person that does believe in them, has that confidence for them, and pushes them to achieve the goals that they don't think they can achieve. And as of achieving that, ISU is my top applicant right now. So I'm looking forward to being there for the next 4 years and pursuing it in math education for secondary. Sorry.
Well, let me tell you, you will not have any kind of difficulty finding a job upon graduation. We need secondary math educators. And so that is super exciting to hear that you have kind of that area of focus, and you know what the future is kind of looking like down the road. So bravo, hats off. Congratulations to you as you continue to work toward those dreams and aspirations. And I think you should know that all of us here on this call and all of us here listening in our Facebook community are 100,000% behind you and are looking forward to the great things that you're going to be doing as you continue your education at Illinois State, and hopefully in the field of math education. So congratulations. Friends, that wraps us up here on Facebook for this edition of Teacher Talk. We hope that you are as inspired as we are sitting here talking with our friends from Rock Falls High School, Mrs. Heidi Ripley, who again is the Education Pathway Coordinator for Rock Falls High School, and Emma Skinner, Senior engaged in the Education Pathway Endorsement Program, future math educator, and future Redbird. So we have thoroughly enjoyed talking with both of you here today on Teacher Talk, and look forward to seeing more things and having more conversations with you to find out how things are going here in the future. As we close out our morning together here on Teacher Talk, friends, we hope that you have an enjoyable rest of your Thursday, an even better Friday, a wonderful fall weekend gearing up for the holiday season. And we look forward to seeing you right back here next Thursday for another edition of Teacher Talk.